marriage is not a badge of honor, okay? So this story is crazy. So let me go ahead and get into this story, this news story that I just saw pop up on my phone. It was published December 26, 2021. And it's actually a story of a reality show that I do not watch. But I was looking at the details and I'm like, whoa, like I have to get into this story. So let's go ahead and jump right in. It's from cheatsheet.com and it says, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Will Martell Holt's mistress ever appear on the show? So Love and Marriage Huntsville fans have witnessed the dissolution of Martell and Melanie Holt's marriage due to his five-year affair with Ariane Curry. That is insane. 5 years? Like he wasn't married. He was in a polygamous situation. So Curry and Martell even had a baby just 1 year after the Holts welcomed their fourth child. Wow. So you can't have none with these niggers. So while Curry has been spoken about since the beginning of the reality TV show, she's never made an appearance on the show. And according to the show's producer and one of his stars, Curry never will. The show's executive producer says he doesn't foresee Ariane Curry appearing on the show. Carlos King, the executive producer on the show, has witnessed the Holt's marital trouble since before filming began. Viewers are dying to see Curry on the show, but King says it's not as simple as such to have her involved. In an interview with the Jasmine brand, King says though there are shows that would ambush the cast with surprise appearances, he refuses to do that on this particular show with Curry. One thing about Love and Marriage Huntsville and the shows that I produce, I follow the reality, right? I follow what my cast members are willing to give. I'm not the type of producer who goes behind my cast members' backs and reveals somebody they had no idea was going to appear, he said. I don't operate that way. No shade to those who do. That's just not my blueprint. So King says it has to be an agreement between not only Curry, but also the other parties involved, i.e. the Holts. My answer to that is it would have to be something that the collective would want to do, Then it's a conversation. For example, Maurice's ex-wife, Kawua Scott Bonds, there was a conversation about her being on the show. Like several conversations about that. And to Kiawu's credit, she agreed to do it because she wanted to share her side of the story. Maurice wanted it to happen and Kimmy wanted it to happen. So that's the way I operate. It has to be the collective agreeing to it because I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Carlos King says he was stunned to discover Martell Holt's affair. Despite filming the show for the past 3 seasons, King says that upon meeting and working with the Holts, they appeared to be inseparable. I had no idea when I first met them that they had any marital problems. Zero, King told Dustin Ross in an interview chat per The Insider. When I say to you, Martell was so enamored with Melanie, I was like, oh my gosh, she got this man whipped right here. Unfortunately, King bore witness to Martell being unable to discontinue the affair for the sake of his family. So I feel like he saw no issues because she probably accepted what he was doing to some degree. And he probably just got really comfortable. It became just a way of life for them. Like he has his woman on the side. I mean, 5 years? Jeez Louise. That's insane. That's longer than most marriages last. That's how long his affair was. So, unfortunately, King bore witness to Martell being unable to discontinue the affair for the sake of his family. He says he hopes Martell's pitfalls are a lesson for other men in the world. At one point in time, he truly tried to make things right, King insists. I think what everyone is witnessing is what happens when a man continuously makes a mistake and his wife is just fed up. I hope a lot of husbands and boyfriends watch what he has experienced and they check themselves and say, maybe I need to do right by my wife in my situation so that I won't end up like this. Melanie Holt refuses to allow Ariane Curry on the show. Both Martell and Melanie are co-creators and executive producers on the show. While they don't have hiring or firing power, they do have some say regarding the narrative portrayed. Though Curry has never appeared on the show, one of her phone calls with Martell was featured on the show. She's also never been mentioned by name. According to producers, Curry has opted not to appear on the show, which Curry denies. I'm sure Curry wants to be on the show because she's a hoe. It's like, he's married and you've been in this affair with him. He's a hoe too, but they're already on the show. She, like most people nowadays, just selfish and trifling. Like she probably has no problem being on the show to push her brand and to get some publicity for herself. So I'm pretty disgusted by the whole thing. So as for Melody, she previously told Funky Dineva that there's no reason why Carrie should appear on the show despite her being part of the central storyline. I will say this, the Oprah Winfrey Network has 76% African American female viewers. I think the network makes decisions that they feel is best for their show, Melanie said. When asked if she would be okay with Curry appearing on the show if the executives want her, she snapped back, "Why would I?" Melanie says viewers have to understand that Curry was not initially part of her storyline and therefore shouldn't be on the show. And so now they're talking about the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Martell and Melanie Holt's divorce settlement revealed. March 23rd, 2021, this was published. So nearly a year after filing for divorce, Martell and Melanie Holt are single. Their relationship drama has played out for the world to see on OWN's Love and Marriage Huntsville. Despite a mistress, a love child, and social media beef, the Holt's divorce settlement is amicable. What drew Melanie Holt to file for divorce? Martell's cheating has been well documented on the show, but according to Melanie, his infidelity wasn't necessarily her final straw. And I agree. I'm like, for it to go on for 5 years, she knew about it. And just seemed to have accepted it to some degree. So she revealed to Hollywood Life that a conversation between the two is what motivated her to finally leave. For me, during that time, there were certain statements and comments that were made that showed me he had not matured at all, she said. That showed me that he was still at step 0 and hadn't even gotten to step 3, 4, or 5. So she basically was hoping he would get himself together and come back to her, and that wasn't gonna happen. Nope. Not black guys. They love to have their cake and eat it too. But if she would have did the same thing, she would have been all kinds of Mitches and a whore, and he would have been left her. He wouldn't have given her 5 years to screw around on him. So per Melody, Martell's statements do not register as someone who is regretful of the hurt their actions continue to cause their family. And he seems like a very selfish, narcissistic person. Some of those comments were things like, Mel, you need to talk to some of the older women. So that's what they want. They want black women to continue to accept the bull crap that the older women accepted. And that's why they had them 30, 40-year marriages. And I'm not even just saying it's black women. But when I see people's long marriages, I'm not really impressed. Because I know what probably has gone on behind closed doors. And I want no parts of it. I just don't have any trust for men in general. And so to me, marriage is just not a badge of honor. It's just not something that I aspire to have. I used to want that when I was like in my 20s. But now going into, heading to my 40s, I just don't, I feel settled. And it's just not something that is appealing to me. So, because as you get older, you definitely learn that there's more nuances to keeping a marriage together. And you learn like so many things that women typically tolerate to stay married. And men just aren't losing. They aren't catching as many L's as women are when they're married. And I'm just not ready. I'm not really willing to sign up for that. So I'm going to say some of those comments were things like, Mel, you need to talk to some of the older women. I said, talk to some of the older women about what, Martell? Well, to let you know that this is what men do, she explained. He tried it though. Give the guy some credit. He tried it. He tried to let his hoeing become the norm, like it's back in the 60s. So when she suggested that Martell talk to some of the older men, she allegedly told her that he had. Yeah, I'm sure he has. And it said, Martell said his elders told him, don't mess around with nobody that doesn't have anything to lose. Make the person sign a contract. It's disgusting. She says a month after leaving Martell, he came clean about his long-term mistress being pregnant with his child. Ugh. This make me vomit. Martell and Melanie Holt agreed to dissolve all shared businesses in their divorce. Throughout their 12-year marriage, the Holts built quite an impressive empire. They began a landscaping business that eventually transitioned into a booming real estate business. Through Holt & Holt Custom Homes, LLC, the couple built homes from the ground up to meet their clients' everyday needs. They also purchased and sold properties and performed upgrades on already existing properties for their clients. Most of their work was in the residential area of real estate. The Holts became the go-to business for real estate, even creating an academy along the way where they taught others the road to success. They also worked with others in the industry as seen on the show. They joined They joined forces with others in the business to revitalize North Huntsville. Oh, so many errors, grammatical errors in here. They were known as the Comeback Group. Bossip reports that per their divorce settlement, they agreed to dissolve the businesses they hold joint interest in. I don't know what that means, dissolve. Like they're just going to get rid of them or like divide it? Anyways, despite issues of custody, the Holts agreed to joint physical and legal custody of their children. The couple has 4 minor children ranging in ages 1 to 9. Amid their split, Melanie traveled to Atlanta for a brief period with their children to get away from the drama in Huntsville. While there, she and Martell agreed to split custody with them, having the kids 2 weeks each out of the month. They arranged pickup and drop off of the children at a mutual location. Martell threatened to go for full custody of the children. Oh, please, you are a complete whore. You are not taking these kids from her when you know she was the one with all the kids while you was hoeing around town. He has some nerve. Such a effing narcissist. It's disgusting. So Martell threatened to go for full custody of the children, explaining that he feared Melanie would flee with them to Atlanta full time. So what if she does? Melanie purchased a separate home for Martell in Huntsville to create a home base and keep the children close to their father. The divorce settlement reveals that the Holts will have joint legal and physical custody of their 4 children. With no formal custody agreement in place, they will try to work together to determine a weekly schedule. Additionally, neither were awarded to pay child support nor alimony. They agreed to share expenses for their children. So this is why marriage is not a badge of honor. I mean, she basically got married to this man, was made a fool of, was cheated on for 5 years. And if he's making a baby, that tells me that he's sleeping with this mistress unprotected. So now you're bringing your wife, all this stuff back to your wife. And essentially, like, people look down on women who don't get married but have children. What does she get out of this? What does she get out of this? Let's be honest. Like, most women are not going to get alimony or child support. The few that do, they make the news because it's so rare and the amounts are so rare. I just don't see the benefit. To me, if anything, when you get married, you basically are, as a woman, you're giving your partner, the man, or if you're lesbian, the woman, I guess, you're basically giving them the same rights to your life that you have. People don't want to listen, but married couples, and I've seen it in my business that I do, I'm in real estate, closing agent. I have seen spouses be able to sign for their spouses because the spouse didn't want to sign. I've seen so many things over my lifetime that a spouse is able to do on behalf of their spouse because they are their spouse. And these are powers that you just don't have when you're just a boyfriend or even a fiance. So I don't know. Marriage is just not a badge of honor to me. Like, when you have assets and things that are of value, I mean, unless you're like a stay-at-home mom and you just don't have anything and you're going to be relying on this alimony and child support, and that's alleging that you're even going to get a lot of alimony and child support enough to live on, which a lot of women, I would say majority of women don't do or not able to do either, because guys are just not making money like that. You have to look at his income as well and his assets and his wealth. And if he doesn't have it, I mean, how much is he really going to be able to give you to make it worth your while? And to speak of as well, you can actually, we all know you can get child support without even getting married to the guy. I mean, look at Tristan Thompson and how much child support he's paying out to, I think, the first baby mama. She's getting a good amount of money a month, and she never married his crazy self. And it's just like, yeah, marriage is not a badge of honor. It doesn't to me give the status to me that it probably once gave. It's not a badge of honor. Like, women need to learn how to have value in their self, and just stop looking for a man to add value to you. It's dangerous. I mean, you're essentially sitting here as his wife, laying down with him every night, and for 5 effing years he was coming home with God knows what STDs. He had a whole baby on her. Like, not only is it humiliating, but it was just borderline dangerous. What if the mistress, wanted to beat her up or something, or wanted to, even worse, kill her because she wanted to get her out of the way? It's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. It's not, it's time to rethink our values. Women can work now. We can make our own money now. There's no reason why this antiquated ideology of getting married needs to be like put on this high pedestal when there's so many stories and facts that come out to prove otherwise. That marriage is not a badge of honor. That no one is really happy as when they're married, especially the woman. Data even shows that women who get divorced never marry again at a higher rate. They don't get married again because men are winners in marriage, not women. And they also have another study that shows that women who are married do more housework than the men, because they're just expected to keep up with these societal quote unquote norms, even though they're working outside the home just as much as their husband. Probably even if they are working outside the home and the husband's not even working, they're probably still expected to keep the house clean and take care of the children. So yeah, I'll pass on all that. And then one more thing I want to say is that when you finally want to get a divorce, it can be difficult. Sometimes the court won't even grant you a divorce, and now you're chained to this ball and chain, this psycho that is having way too much power over you. Like, he's sitting here talking about he's going to take the kids away and fight for full custody. And, there's just like, he could say he's not going to sign the paperwork to give her a divorce. It's too much. It's too much power that people are having over my life and my autonomy and my agency. And it's like, why do you have so many rights to me? Especially when you're the one who's doing the wrong, or potentially able to be the one who's doing the wrong. You're the reason why the marriage is dissolving, and you still have all this to say. I can't do it. So let me go ahead and play some of these videos, because I don't watch this show at all. I'm not sure I probably ever will tune in, because honestly, it's just sad to me. It's just really kind of sad to me. So here it says, Love and Marriage Huntsville's Melanie Holt says there were no warning signs that her marriage with Martell would not work out. Yeah, it seems like no one knew that this guy was like, had a whole woman on the side for 5 years. I just don't understand. I don't know if she just was like looking the other way, or if she just gave him too much freedom. Like, I just don't understand how this was even possible. See right here, ugh. Martell Holt isn't letting Melanie divorce him without a fight. What? Yuck. Like, let me go. Like, you're a whole cheater. Like, I just cannot deal. I cannot deal with this drama. And see, this is the stuff I talk about, because some people may think this is cute, but I don't. Like, it just depends on who you are. And as a Leo, I don't think this is cute. Like, I really crave and protect my independence, and I just don't like someone having that kind of control over me. So it's just like, how do you have a 5-year affair, and then when I want to leave you thinking you're going to find ways to like make it hard for me to leave? What the hell? Like, no. I can't do it. I cannot do this. Let me get through this article, because I'm getting claustrophobia. This story's giving me claustrophobia. Like, I just feel like I'm suffocating, and I'm not even Melanie, and I feel so sad for her and so many other women who go through this, where they are trying to get away from their abusers. Because let's be real, Martell is abusing her. He's emotionally abusing her by having this long-term affair. Who knows how many lies he's told her, made her feel like she's the one who's crazy when she knows something is off with their relationship. And then you come to find out that he has a whole nother woman, and then a whole nother child, that he's created out there somewhere. It's just such crap. And this is typical narcissism. Like, they'll do you completely dirty, and then when you try to leave, it's like, oh, I own you. They feel like they own somebody. I'm not your property. Slavery is over. And all that crap about your wife being your property is exactly why I would not want to get married, because I feel like a lot of men still feel that way. They may not say it, but they still want to look at women as second-class citizens who are their property, who they can treat like however, and they feel like they own you like property, and it's just disgusting. So let me get into this story. This was published August 17, 2020. It says, Love and Marriage Huntsville's Martell Holt isn't letting Melanie divorce him without a fight. So Love and Marriage Huntsville's Martell Holt is not letting Melanie Holt divorce him without a legal war. Martell's response to Melanie's divorce filing hints to a potentially drawn-out process on his behalf. Ugh. You hear that? Like, it's drawn out on his behalf. Like, he's the one drawing this out. Why? And even with their conversations, like, before she divorced him, he was like, you need to talk to older women. So it's basically typical narcissistic a-holes who want their wife or their, longtime girlfriend, fiance, whomever, their baby mama, whoever they're in a relationship with, they want her to be okay with them stepping out and being a complete hose. And then let her do that. They will kill her. This is complete, to me, this is abuse. So, despite his long-term affair with his mistress, Martell previously maintained he did not want a divorce. Yeah, I bet you don't, because you're having your cake and eating it too. The former couple's social media pages also revealed that things are not currently amicable between them. Melody Holt files for divorce from Martell Holt and moves to Atlanta. Speculation, and Atlanta's not even far from, I don't know where Huntsville is, but I think it's north of Alabama, so it's not even that far from Alabama at all, because my mom lives in Atlanta, and my family is from Montgomery, Alabama, and it's like, probably like a 2-hour drive. So he's trying to act like, oh, she's running away with the kids. Give me a break. She's not even going that far. So speculation about the status of Melanie and Martell's split grew increasingly thanks to them spilling everything online. According to Martell's conversation with an Instagram fan, he says he asked Melanie for a divorce and she fled with their 4 children to another state. How did he ask her for a divorce, but now he won't let her get divorced? He's so fake. Gosh, narcissist lies so effing much. He is such a narc. That's, ugh. Like, what are you talking about? You filed for divorce, but like, you won't let her get a divorce, but you asked her for a divorce. Make this make sense. So anyways, he also alleges that he did not see his children for 2 weeks as a result. Get over yourself. You probably weren't seeing them anyway because you're too busy hoeing around. So Boston reports that Melanie officially filed for divorce in June 2020. So y'all, didn't I just say that? Like, he talking about he's telling a fan that he asked Melanie for a divorce. Yeah, right. And then, of course, the proof's in the pudding, the paperwork, the real government documents come out. She filed for divorce from his raggedy ass in June 2020. And let me see if he had. So he's trying to save face, trying to act like he's the one that asked for the divorce. He's the one that, what do you call it? Like, started the process to divorce Melanie, when we all know it's the other way around. Why would he get a divorce from her? You're the one with the mistress on the side. So you got a mistress, you get to sleep with your wife, you get to see your kids every day, all your businesses and your household income, everything is all united into one place. Why would you want to give that up? Why would you want to divide your assets and your money and possibly have to pay child support and alimony, possibly not even see your kids for like two weeks out of the month, every month, 2 weeks out of the month, you can't see your kids for 12 months out of the year. Then you have the mistress that you have on the side with a whole child. You're living the life. You're living the typical degenerate black guy dream. And you're trying to sit here now. Because black men, to me, do not value marriage. They just don't. The numbers don't lie. This shows that they are not married at the same level as men of other races. When they do get married, they have high infidelity rates. They can be quite abusive. So, I just don't. And they have high divorce rates. Women are running from them. No matter what race they are running away from black men. So I just, this is just a load of crap. And the fact that it's 2020, we're in the 21st century, and he's telling Melanie to talk to the older women. Child, bye. You basically want to live back in the Stone Age where you had to beat the woman, or you could beat the woman over the head and drag her into the cave and just do what you want with her. Essentially, you're just wanting to look at women as property and not even human beings, someone who has feelings and emotions that you are harming right now. You are an emotionally abusive person at minimum. So let me continue. So anyways, because this is making me mad the longer I talk about it. So it says she cites an irretrievable breakdown in her marriage with Martell and says they separated in April 2020. The separation date coincides with Martell's allegation that Melanie kept his children away from him. She didn't. This is what my narc ex does. Like, no one's keeping the kids away from you. Just because the mother has the children, who she's always been the one with the children, because how else would you have been able to do all this cheating? Enough to make a baby for 5 years, you're doing all this cheating. How in the world would she, we all know that she was the one with the children. And this baby, by the way, y'all, I'm looking at this picture, and this baby is the cutest. I don't know what the little baby is, a boy or a girl, but yummo. I see those little feet, and it's just to die for. I love babies. Okay, so anyways. Oh, she's a little girl. Official MNM. Okay, so I guess the kids have their own little Instagram. It says, meet our little sister Melanie Simone Holt, born December 19, 2019. We are so ready for her to get here. Oh, so it's 3 girls and a boy. They are just so cute. I love y'all. Y'all know I love big families. I have 5 kids. I love big families, especially big black families. And I really like the ideal of marriage. I like the ideal of marriage, but the ideal of marriage and the reality of marriage are 2 different things. And, again, would I like the fairy tale of having the black love, situation and being married to a black man and having my black children with my husband? So many black women want that. The data, again, does not lie. But we have to steep ourselves in reality here, or we really will go insane or die alone as black women if we don't open up our eyes to to the realities around us, to what we're seeing, what the data shows, and just be honest and respectful of science, because science doesn't lie, data doesn't lie, these studies don't lie, the men's behavior you're seeing in your life doesn't lie. I mean, I can't name one black woman who's with a black man who's happy. I just can't. I can't name one good marriage. Not one. I can name one good marriage, I think. I think. Because again, I don't know all the details. And some of the details that do come out, you're like, that's a little bit suspect. But anyways, so I'm gonna give it credit. But out of all the black marriages I know about, I don't know one good black marriage. I'm sorry. I know one. I know of one. 30-some years they've been married. I don't see any real significant drama in their marriage. So, I'm assuming it's a good marriage. Excuse me. But the rest have been abusive, infidelity. He's unemployed for years and years and years. It's just bad. Just really bad. So court documents confirm that Melanie now lives in Atlanta. Despite the distance, Melanie is requesting both she and Martell share joint physical and legal custody of their kids. Her divorce petition reveals that she and Martell already have a custody schedule. She is also asking that neither she nor Martell pay the other child support. And that's how my agreement was, my ex-husband. I mean, we're keeping the kids 50-50, and why does he need to pay child support if he has the kids half the time, and just like I do? So, yeah. So anyways, the couple put their $1 million Alabama home on the market, with Melanie alleging they will split the profits. She also prefers a judge to divide their marital assets and debts. So Martell Holt requests evidence proving everything in Melanie Holt's divorce petition. Oh my gosh, she's just trying to prolong things. Martell's response to Melanie's divorce petition proves he isn't letting their marriage go easily. Yikes. Bossa reports that he's denying everything Melanie says in her filing. In his response, he refutes every allegation in Melanie's complaint and demands that she provide evidence to support her claims. He has some nerve. Why don't you provide evidence of that DNA test of that baby that your mistress just had? That's enough proof right there. Wow, why she should be granted. That's enough proof right there why she should be granted a divorce from his slimy self. So the only part of Melanie's divorce petition that Martell admits to is that he's a resident of Alabama. Barf. This is the first time in their 12-year marriage that Melanie ever filed legal paperwork to go their separate ways, despite the fact that they've separated previously. Melanie has hinted that Martell is not taking the divorce well. Yeah, because guys never do. They're benefiting from a marriage. Why would he be taking it well? He's getting cooked for. The house is cleaned for him like we're a maid service. He is getting all the sex he wants from mistress and wife. He's has somebody taking care of his kids that he gets to see when he feels like seeing them. All his household wealth is in one place because he doesn't have to take care of a household somewhere else because his wife has left him. Why would he be taking a divorce well? Okay, because guys win ultimately. So when you listen to a black guy talking about like why they're not getting married, trust and believe, ain't nobody rushing to marry your ass except the black male worshiping culture females out here. Real women who are waking up or who know the real deal are not rushing for no wedding ring from you. No thanks. Like, if anything, it's our worst nightmare. So in a series of stories she previously posted to her Instagram account, Melanie speaks of ending relationships. Sometimes you think moving on should be easy and simple, but sadly you may realize that the person who hasn't given two shits about you before will try to take their last shot to break you before it's all said and done. Hashtag protect yourself, she wrote. And it's true. And this is why divorce is very hard. A lot of people commit suicide over having to get a divorce. It's a very difficult transition. I went through it. So a lot of people are talking about, marriage is a badge of honor, or, talking about the subject, have never even been married. The hosts are not currently following one another on Instagram, and Melanie has not been wearing her wedding ring in recent months. And so Melanie Holt says that no marital issues with Martell will slow her down. Good for her. She seems to be thriving. She's a beautiful woman. I'm sure she'll have a new man in no time. She's an astute businesswoman, former educator who retired from teaching by the age of 25. I don't blame her. Shoot. I love teachers, but it's quite the job. She transitioned into the real estate industry, first starting out providing landscaping services with her husband. Within 3 years, their business expanded to include building custom homes and developing neighborhoods. We already went through all of this. So good luck to Melanie. Good for her. I'm happy she is out of this really abusive, tragic situation. And apparently she has a new show called Melanie Reloaded, so that should be exciting. I just want to slow her down. The mommy, so they said never wanted to let life's turmoil slow her. Let me see when this was published, because it seems like it's kind of more recent. Oh no, it's July 9, 2020. All right, so never wanted to let turmoil. Why can't I say that word? Never wanted to let life's turmoil slow her down. The mommy of four is branching out into a variety of other entertainment avenues, starting new businesses, and setting boundaries within her relationships on the show. I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for her. So here it says, Melanie Holt says she was blindsided by Martell's affair and opted to try and make things work because infidelity was the first major issue in their marriage. I feel so sad for her. Let me play this video.
So here's my concern. Your mentality not understanding this part shouldn't have started.
I knew it was wrong then, and I know it's wrong now. But
Okay.
I almost lost my family behind it.
It was such a slap in the face to me, I feel, because I didn't feel like I had the idea that we were in that kind of a place. I wouldn't have guessed that was going on. And so now we're not about to not discuss what the problem is, because I absolutely don't know what the hell the problem was.
It ain't like me and you were in a place in our marriage where we ain't having sex and we ain't kissing and we ain't doing walks in the park and we ain't holding hands. That concerns me that we were still doing all of that and you still found it necessary to have a full-blown girlfriend.
Because I love you. That's why, though I stepped out in another relationship, that it doesn't discount.
Wait, did you just say in another relationship?
So, okay, we're in a relationship.
Because y'all was talking all day, every day just about.
Yeah, no, you pulled the phone records.
sure did.
Investigator, right.
Yeah.
You saw everything.
How long was it? That's another question I need to know.
I'm pretty sure you know. You
I'm
told me
asking,
how
I don't
long.
care. I'm asking you, though.
A year.
Y'all only talked for a year? See, you're still lying.
No, I'm saying, but that's irrelevant. I don't talk to her anymore.
The only relevancy is if you're still lying to me. See, we can't move
Okay,
forward
okay, we
if
talked
we
for
don't
2
put all
years.
cards on the table.
We talked for 2 years.
That's a long time, Martell Hope. Now, here's my other concern. Is every time I mention or say something,
Why do you have to
is
talk
it that?
about this during
Because
their
this
wedding
is,
day?
well, because
I know
this is
it's
what
beautiful out here, but you talking
Because
about
this
something
is-
negative.
because this is what-
We should be hugging and kissing. Look.
Hey,
and-
Martell,
and
I'm so sorry.
Building
Martell,
some of these
Martell.
$100 million buildings. That's something we need to be talking about.
Martell, I really don't think you understand how much you hurt me. See, in my mind, I'm thinking that you and I are Mr. and Mrs. Power
I'm
Couple,
sorry.
whatever.
Are we not?
I'm
I was a
talking about-
good man. I was still producing. I was still taking care of the kids. I still was
Martell,
taking care of the house.
you hurt me to the depths
I
of
know,
my
I'm
soul
sorry for
because
that.
the biggest thing for me with this whole thing was the disrespect. that came with it. I answer your phone and somebody says to me, I didn't call your phone, put Martell on the phone. You should have checked her right then and said, hold on, who the you think you talking to? That's my wife.
You ran
Don't
off my
talk to
phone.
my
I'm
wife.
sorry.
But
You didn't give me my phone.
Sweetheart, it was on speaker. I said, Martell, say something. Say something, Martell. You didn't say not one word.
I'm sorry, I'm not accustomed to that situation.
You heard your girlfriend get smart with your wife on the phone. You never took up for me or defended me. Ever.
I mean, why am I defending you?
Like saying something to your wife, saying don't say nothing to my wife. That
I did.
kind of stuff.
I did.
No, you didn't. You stood there in silence.
Mel, that's the first phone call,
So
babe.
how did I end up having 3-4 other conversations with her later on?
But you went to her.
Sweetheart, you must don't remember when she called my phone. Is there anything you can do to keep your husband from following in behind me? Because every time I change my number, he calls me.
How?
That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
And I told her I have no pity or mercy on anybody who wants to sleep with somebody else's husband. Figure it out.
Okay, babe. You're looking angry right now. We don't gotta relive that.
What you did was the ultimate betrayal. People knew.
No.
You think this mouth was so closed tight
Oh my
that
God.
she wasn't saying? That's
Hey.
a lie. And quit defending her. You're still defending her. After that, Martell, you had me going to somebody's doorstep at 2 a.m, confronting them about being with my husband.
You didn't have to go out and do that stuff.
I didn't have to, but I'm saying you
didn't have to go and tell the entire city what your husband
you think I
did.
told the entire
You
city?
You made it worse by going to tell everybody
you can say
instead
I
of
didn't
keeping
tell
it
everybody.
in our house.
I didn't
If
tell
your husband
everybody.
do anything wrong, I don't care if I slept with 1,000 people. You don't go out and tell people. We keep that in our household.
You should have kept
Period.
your penis in our household.
Oh, Jesus. God bless her. I don't know if he was cutting up for the cameras, but that was bad. That was really bad. I mean, he had no real serious concern for her emotional state. I felt her pain, and I don't even know them. I'm not even in that relationship, and I feel sorry for her. It's just, I don't know how people do it. Like, put it all out there on reality TV. Like, did you sign up for that? Is that why you have to do this? Because you have a contract? Like, you got to just play out your whole life for the next 5 years or whatever. I cannot. This absolutely broke my heart. And this is why I'm done with black men. You know, I'm not saying that other races of men don't cheat, but I feel like black men have higher infidelity rates, and I don't really date. I have never really given other men a chance of other races. And I just feel like black women need to open up our opportunities. We need to open up who we consider to be our partner, our life partners. And I don't even see myself getting married again just because I've lost complete belief in the overall like system. I don't believe, not the system itself, like, no, the system works. It works. It's a business deal. In that aspect, marriage, the institution works. I have lost faith in the belief in the fairy tale. Like, I don't believe in it anymore. I don't believe it exists. I don't believe it's possible. And for me as a Leo, someone who's never thought it possible to not believe in love and the fairy tale with a black man, for someone to be able to get me to that point after my whole life of only being loyal to and dating and marrying and procreating with black men, it just tells me that it's time to try something different. I have been broken so many times by black guys, and I cannot do it again. And this last time was my breaking point. And it doesn't mean, like, black women divesting, it doesn't mean that, it's kind of like racism. Like, I always can compare an emotionally, physically abusive relationship between a black man and black woman to racism with white supremacy. And it's like this love-hate thing, right? Like, you love some of the things that these relationships afford you, and then you hate some other things. So it's kind of like you're constantly being in this tug of war of, should I leave, should I stay, should I go? And it's just, at some point you get to the point where you're just like, I'm so done. Like, I can't even be around it anymore. Like, I literally have a passport so that I just be wanting to like leave the country and go move somewhere else where I don't have to deal with white supremacy anymore or racism. And the reason why I probably haven't left is because I don't think there's anywhere to go where there's no white supremacy or racism. But with relationships, you can go to other relationships with other races of men and not have to deal with black men anymore. So you do have that option. And it's not to say that these other races of men are going to be perfect, that the relationships with them are going to be better. It's just saying I want to open up my options to make it a higher chance that I'll meet a partner who can be faithful and who can love me and protect me and provide for me and do what men are supposed to do. Because I haven't seen it as much with black men, like hardly at all. And all the relationships I see around me, they're problematic. And I'm over it. I think black women deserve everything. We deserve it all. Just like, the descendants of chattel slavery, we deserve everything. We are giving, we are loving, we are loyal, we are faithful, we are holding up the entire black race. And we deserve, at minimum, to at least be happy. We're exhausted. Just exhausted. And I hope Melanie finds happiness. It's hard to date with children as well because you worry about the safety of your children being around strangers. So, maybe don't bring those people around your kids. But I hope she finds someone who loves her. And I don't care what his race is, as long as he treats her well. And I hope that for all black women, we are deserving of that. I hope we all find partners with men who love us and can cherish us and adore us and lift us up on the pedestal that we belong on. Because we are not these things that black males are saying we are on YouTube and TikTok and all these every social media platform that they can find to tell the world these lies about us. We are not just loud or whatever, just full of attitude, when they're the ones that usually have the same attitude, and they're the ones that create the attitude in us. But we're feminine, we are soft, we're compassionate, we're empathizers, we're loving, we're caring, we're kind, we're soft, and we can be submissive when it's with the right person. And we're strong, and we're beautiful, and we're this package that you're not going to find it anywhere. Just anywhere. So I'm gonna try to watch this show. It's really interesting. It's all black couples. I will say off the top, I don't have a lot of I don't have high hopes that it's going to be good. I think it's going to be rife with problems for all the couples. And yeah, so it's like kind of like put your seatbelt on and get ready for the ride. All right, guys. So let me know what you think about this story. It is heartbreaking. I do hate to see black marriages fail. Just nobody wins. And who loses the biggest? The children. The children. So make sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.